Well, hi everyone. I'm John Retlin with my review of WWE NXT, the post-takeover in your house edition. How was it? It had its moments. There were some things I didn't like. There were some things I did like. It is also very nice, once again, that we get two wrestling programs going head-to-head on cable TV. It's really nice. This whole Wednesday Night War isn't, it's a war and it isn't a war. The whole point is guess what? The fans win. That being said, AEW won this week. There are times that NXT has won, but AEW won this week. That's not to say NXT was bad, but let's find out what I really thought about every segment. Not necessarily micromanaged, because there was some stuff that happened and some stuff that happened that I was like, okay, cool, that was lame. Undisputed Era kicks us off. Cole says that he is the most dominant NXT champion of all time. Duh, I mean, he has been, the longest reigning one. And then mentions Dexter Lumis and what he did to Bobby Fish and not Kyle O'Reilly, but Roderick Strong. Hopefully this whole pandemic thing calms down so Kyle O'Reilly can get back there with the Undisputed Era. As we know, he has some form of diabetes. I don't remember what, but he manages it, but he wants to make sure he takes care of his health first, and that is most important. Same with all of you guys. Hopefully you are taking care of your physical and mental health. And Roddy says, I hate being dumped in trunks. You know that. And then he keeps seeing Dexter Lumis. There he is. And then eventually he was actually there once they left the whole thing. But it's going to be Lumis versus Cole later in the night. Cool, nice. We then get Lee and Yim confronting the Undisputed Era, and Roderick Strong's all scared. And Lee says, I was wondering what's next for me, and maybe I found out. Maybe he's going to face Cole. Oh, no. En contraire. Lee and Yim versus Candice and Gargano. Look, I get why they're trying to maybe continue the Yim-Candice feud, but Lee kind of decisively beat Gargano at TakeOver in Your House. I mean, unless the end game is for Gargano to get the North American Championship and for Lee to win the NXT Championship down the road, unless that's the whole thing, unless you really do that kind of quickly, I don't really see why else you would, continue that feud, because the Gargano-Candice thing just ain't working for me. It just ain't working for me, dog. It just ain't. I really sound so goddamn white saying that. I give them credit for trying, but, well, anyway, we get tandem offense. We get, Lee lifting both people. We get Yim with some Germans to both men. Get to Gargano and Candice. It'd be impressive if she actually picked up Lee. It'd be stupid because, they were teaming up, but boy, that'd be impressive if she could lift Lee, or leap Lee. Who the fuck knows? She probably could leap him. I don't know what I'm on about anymore. We have apron bump where Yim gets knocked down, Lee's confused and everything, and then Gargano does a DDT over the ropes right onto Candice, where Lee just lands right on Candice, just flattening her. And then he's all concerned because he hit Candice, because even though she has been picking on his woman, it's like, well, shit, I didn't want to do this. And then Gargano hits the most devastating maneuver in all of professional wrestling, the surprise roll-up, 1, 2, 3. And there we go, we're continuing this feud. Hooray! Alright, then Priest talks about facing Balor, says, no excuses, I got beat, but this was not about wins and losses, it was about my name living forever, and you know what? He brings up a good point. So, Grimes promo about facing Balor again, calls Priest a loser and everything. Priest shows up, Priest kind of knocks him out, and and he didn't really like that. I don't blame him necessarily. I'd be upset if somebody called me a loser as well. And then Io, the video package about the triple threat women's match at TakeOver in Your House, where Io, thank fucking Christ, Charlotte is no longer the champion. Io says 1, 2, 20 opponents. Doesn't matter to Io. It's some good stuff. Poppy music. Poppy, actually, her music has kind of grown on me. Nakamura, Asuka, and then fan reactions, everything congratulating Io. That was some pretty cool stuff. And then we get Indus Sher with Malcolm Bivens. I don't get the appeal of Malcolm Bivens. I don't. I don't have anything against the guy. I'm glad they're bringing managers back. I just don't find him that interesting. I just don't. Maybe I need to watch him on TV more. But I heard all this hype in the world, and I go, that's it. That's who we're supposed to, that's who we're supposed to find interesting. A disheveled Bad News Brown. I mean, I get it, and he's a good talker, but I just don't care. I also don't care about Indus Sher, and they beat up two jobbers. There was a leg drop off the ropes, 1, 2, 3. Grimes then has to speak to Regal because Grimes says that Damian Priest maybe broke his jaw, and then he goes to talk to him and everything, and the match ends up being back on. We get a Breezango package where we get the packages of Fandango and Breeze on display, and they put each other over talking about Fandango's debut at Mania, Breeze being only 32 and being a veteran of NXT, they're getting the tag title shot next week. Ciampa, after TakeOver, doesn't say anything, just gets up there and leaves. Rhea promo. Robert Stone shows up all messed up and says, oh, there's a 1 in a million chance. You're saying there's a chance. And he says, I was an even huger loser. I would like to manage you. I can take you new heights. I don't know why they're instantly making him like, where he lost Chelsea Green. It's not like he lost Charlotte or somebody really great. And this is nothing against Chelsea Green as a talent, but the way they were presenting her, she was a middle-level talent. It's like, oh, she suddenly, got a victory with Charlotte Flair and she dropped him. It's not like this relationship had been going that long. And then she punches him and throws him in a trash can. I envy him. Grimes versus Balor. Action was fine. Match was well done. And there were a few good near falls. Grimes with some good work. Balor seemed to almost tweak his knee after trying to do the coup de grace. And did not, was selling that. Grimes was working on him. Couldn't end up hitting the cave-in. And we get a Bloody Sunday. Well, I know it's called 1916. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Cool. All right. Fine. It's 1-1. We maybe get a third match, a rubber match, maybe in a, not necessarily in a cage, but Falls Count Anywhere match perhaps. Balor can win, and this feud can help elevate Cameron Grimes. We then get Dakota Kai with Raquel Gonzalez versus Casey Catanzaro, and this was fine. Casey, nice to see her back on NXT TV. She hit some good moves, some unique offense, including a twisting, a bit of a cartwheel kick. That was really nice, but of course, Dakota takes over, hits a GTK, the Dakota kick, 1, 2, 3. Dakota gets right in the camera and says she wants Io. She's coming for Io. And you have my attention with, with wording it like that. Caden then comes in, and Caden immediately gets taken down. Hooray! So, I got nothing against Caden. It's just, she gets in there to help Casey, and then she gets taken out right away. Timothy Thatcher training, Thatch Can style wrestling. I like that, and you know what? If this is a way for him to get more time on NXT TV. He's got a very good style. Love the Fight Pit match. Might be on my favorite matches of the year list. This is good stuff. So, El Hijo del Fantasma is here to celebrate being the new NXT Cruiserweight Champion, or the new Cruiserweight Champion, or whatever the fuck they're calling it. I got a question. Why is the Cruiserweight Championship still around? It has not meant anything in like a fucking year. I mean, I'm sorry. It just hasn't meant anything. They might as well phase this thing out at some point. Anyway, Drake comes in, he comes to congratulate him, thank him for the match, and says, well, I didn't have my head all right and everything, and I wonder, if I had my head clear, would I have been able to beat you? I think I can beat you. I want a rematch. And then the two masked guys show up. Oh, they show up and everything, and who are these guys? And then Phantasma and Drake are back to back, and then Phantasma turns around, attacks him and everything, and it's Raul Mendoza and Walking Wild. I'm just going to call him DJZ because that's what I know him as. And they, they reveal themselves, and then Phantasma takes off his mask. It's Santos Escobar. Woohoo. Cool. I knew that it was him. It was obvious it was him. And the obvious isn't the worst thing in the world. If you do some good stuff, you can actually make it interesting. Sorry, this just didn't do it for me. And you got some talented guys here. I just don't give a shit. I just don't fucking care. This is just, it was fucking stupid. It was a lot of needless shit where, oh yeah, these guys were kidnapped and everything, and they're all like this, and just, okay. They're a trio of guys. It's going to end up being like Andrade, Garza, and Austin Theory. I mean, I know it's a little bit different, maybe depending on the talent level, but I just don't care. I don't fucking care. Good for Phantasma, good for everybody. I hope they can make this work, but this didn't work for me. Some people liked it. That's fine. I just was like, okay, this took me out of the show. I just did not fucking care one bit. And then Shotzi and Tegan are against the Women's Tag Team Champions next week. Hopefully that's the Iconics. Check out my Backlash predictions if you would like. And then Imperium versus Breezango next week for the NXT Tag Team Champions. Tag Team Championships, that is. And we get Adam Cole versus Dexter Lumis, non-title match. Weird mix of styles. Basically, this is all about Lumis needing to be taken out 3-on-1 for Cole to basically gain the advantage for very long, even though Cole's a tremendous athlete. This did not damage Lumis, having him lose. And even with the interference and getting another last shot, Lumis looks strong here. He got the choke back on there when Cole got in his face and everything and did all that. And then Velveteen Dream comes down to return the favor to Dexter Lumis. So obviously we are getting them as a team against Strong and Fish, which I'm actually all for. Because, it's a way to keep Cole out of the NXT title picture because he can't challenge Cole, or can't challenge for it while Cole's champion. And it gives Lumis something to do. And then suddenly the lights go out because Cole's celebrating, and here's Scarlett with the hourglass, and they're already hot-shotting Cross to Cole. I'm a bit shocked by that. I'm not against it, but they must really have a lot of faith in Cross, or Vince just wants Scarlett on the main roster. And they figured, let's get this out of the way, give him a NXT championship run until like just before the Rumble, and then he shows up at the Rumble and he's on the main roster automatically. That's probably what they're going to do. Bit odd. I don't know how I feel about this. I like Cross. I like Cole. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if this is going to work necessarily. Are they going to have Cole be the face? What is going on here? Because Cross is obviously the heel. Bit weird. This episode of NXT wasn't bad, but there were just some things I didn't necessarily care for. So anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.